Welcome back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Anime Review, episode number 29. This is reviewing the 22nd episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Golden Wind anime, which also happens to be the 130th episode of the series, the G and Guts. Yep. The episode starts off with not long after the events of the previous episode, which was 2 weeks ago, where Gorno and Bruno betrayed the boss. Yep. And all but one member of the team actually managed to go with them. Yeah, the one who stayed behind is never seen in the series ever again until he shows up in a light novel that's set after this particular portion of the series. So yeah, that was the guy's last appearance in the series, and I don't think he's going to come back. Nope. Unless, of course, the anime decides to adapt those light novels. Which I kind of hope they would because, well, there's some interesting stuff there. Okay? So they're basically going through the canals of Venice. They're going through one of the canals of Venice. And Mista's stands are just hungry. So they decide to stop at the restaurant. Of course, I'm thinking, oh, where the heck is Trish? It's not revealed until almost partway through the episode where she is. She's in the turtle, reacting to the death of her, reacting to what happened with her father from the previous episode. And apparently she knows everything. But she doesn't know anything about stand yet. She'll probably get a chance to do that probably soon. So they stop by a restaurant, they have a quick bite to eat, and then one guy, Nardia, spills a little bit of wine on his suit, and I think his enemy, so the whole team except for Bruno and Gorno decided to beat the living crap out of him. It's like, stop it. And then they realize, oh yeah, this guy's just a random civilian, and of course the guy is, well, it's like, but him, so he's the thing. And pretty much this guy is never seen again in the episode. He just disappears. As a matter of fact, what happens to the people at this restaurant, completely unknown. It's like, all of a sudden, for some strange reason, the patrons at this restaurant, with the exception of this team, all just disappear. Yeah, as for what restaurant this is, no idea. It looks like it's some restaurant that looks like it has an outdoor patio that it's near one of the canals, and there's a toilet, though it's... And here's something really weird, though. This is a Japanese anime, and you have a word spelled in English. Toilette. It looks like it's spelled in the style of French. As for why in the world that the series did this for, no idea, despite the fact that if this was set in Japan, everything would have Japanese, let's say, characters. But this looks like it's spelled in English, but I think it's pronounced toilette, basically toilet. It's French for toilet. So this is Italy, so that's probably how they spell it over there. That's my personal theory anyways. Yeah. And of course they have Trish comes out and mentions that the boss is from the city of Serenia, which is an island off the coast of Italy. One of two islands, one of three islands, one of two islands off the coast of Italy that Italy considers part of the country. Sicily is technically part of the country, but that's kind of attached, and it's really close by. There's only two ways to get to the island. One is by bridge, because I'm sure there's bridges connecting to the Italy and Sicily. The other, of course, is by boat. In the case of these islands, the only way to get there is two ways: plane or by boat. Yep. And they're planning to go to the island to find the boss' identity. So they plan this out. Of course, they mention a little bit about Trish's past a bit, but there's not much development. She's probably the only character who receives some amount of development, of course. And then all of a sudden, Nerdana just somehow he's checking something, some food's poison or whatever, and all of a sudden he acts really suspicious, around the table, and then all of a sudden he's drinking his soup, and it's part of the spoon ends up in his bowl. So, and all of a sudden he thinks it's a shark. It looks like a piranha. Yeah, it's a very tiny stand. Yeah, and it swims all over the place. Apparently it swims wherever there's liquid. And apparently it's able to transport itself between glasses and bottles, and it's even have a bigger form that comes out of the ocean. Yeah, and it goes to these two men who are part of the boss's elite guards, which, look at these guys, they're gay. Yes, it's very heavily implied that these two are in fact gay. Because of the way they're moving toward each other, they look like they act like they're actual lovers. But it's implied. Not much is doubt about this at all. Not in this episode, anyways. And yeah, Nerdea gets his tongue fixed, so it gets his original tongue replaced. And Gorno saves his life by taking Misa's pen and stuffing his neck, which I have heard this is kind of a way to allow breathing if someone's suffocating. That's one way to do it. This actually is completely true. I've never tried it. But this is one possible way to do it. Yes, one possible way if the suffocation is that bad. But this is a very acceptable thing to do, so perfectly fine here. It is a real thing. My guess is the writer of the series must have researched this and probably thought, hey, this sounds like a good idea to do. Why not? So yeah. And of course, they're not trying to tell him, but it keeps saying the opposite of what he wants to say. And Gorno pretty much figures it out kind of right away when they're in the bathroom. And apparently no one notices his tongue basically sticks like a freaking lizard. Yeah, apparently the whole group is so dumbfounded at seeing, like they apparently don't see his tongue come out like a freaking lizard. No one notices at all. And they tried to wind the toilet, and of course he decided to take up goal number one. Right in front of them. Yeah. It's particularly very. He's trying to point to the stand creature, and somehow it redirects him to go the other way. Yeah, but luckily enough, this will be resolved hopefully next week's episode. Yeah, and apparently this creature's known as Crush. Yeah. By looking at this creature, it looks like a piranha. Yeah. It does not look like a shark. I know what sharks look like. I've seen pictures of them, and of course I've seen them in movies. This creature does not look like a shark at all. Yeah, I don't know why they refer to it as a shark for. It's not a shark. It's a freaking piranha. Or at least some different type of fish, but it's definitely not a shark. I highly doubt it's a bull shark. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course it ends on. Of course, he also his fingers burn. Well, because he gets his fingers like cut, get part of his hands cut, and he tries to cauterize his wound by sending his little bomber, aka Aerosmith, to fire at this pole and basically cauterize the wound. It kind of does help, and then like apparently there's a pipe behind this wall. Okay, yeah, just by sheer coincidence that this handle is behind, and the other side of this handle is a freaking pipe. I highly doubt anybody who built this freaking bathroom would put a pipe behind a handle. Yes, that is very lazy construction. Because I highly doubt because you have like, because handles like this are held up by freaking screws. I highly doubt these people took this handle and screwed it inside a freaking pipe. Or at least bit close to it. Because last time I checked, they don't put handle like where the handles are. They don't put those the same place as a pipe. They put it next to it, but not on top of it. This is completely ridiculous. I don't know, like maybe this is kind of the way it is in Italy, but I don't think it's not really like that over here. I mean, if there's handlebars, I highly doubt we have a freaking pipe behind the freaking. I highly doubt we have the pipe in the same exact area as the handle, or at least where the screws are for the handle. Of course, this handle is basically one of those. It's not horizontal. It's basically vertical. Yeah. Yep. So this thing creates a mess, and the thing comes up and bites Gordon on the freaking neck. Oh, and don't worry, he won't die because he's the main character of the series. So, but at least he's taking part in the actual story because. A lot of the time in this particular thing, Goro half the time doesn't do anything except suffer some consequences. Like, he doesn't take part in plot. And very rarely if he does. But this is the first time in a little while that Misa has become sort of a central player in a mini arc for this, in a special story for this particular series. Only second time this happened. Last time it dealt with a car he basically had to rent to get supplies, which is a little further back in this. Okay, so good episode. Looking forward next week, which looks like a wrap up this particular arc, because I forgot to mention this particular episode taps at chapters 524 to 527. Yep, so roughly 4 chapters. So yeah, it's a high probability that this particular story wrapped up in next week's episode. It's a possibility. I highly doubt they're going to stretch out the 3 episodes. Yeah, I highly doubt it at all. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I have no other videos planned for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a review for Case Closed. That's definitely going to happen tomorrow, along with a review of the My Hero Academia, new chef My Hero Academia, and of course, 7 Days. There's roughly about 3 videos tomorrow, okay? Hopefully they're going to happen, alright? But until we see the next video, bye.